What stops voter fraud? In other words, determination of citizenship.
Okay, so we have two different types of votes here. We have a regular vote for a representative that's going to Congress or the Senate. Okay, what we are aiming to do does not immediately have a direct relationship to that. We will have the votes for the bills, which will be, put forth on our website or an app. Those will be secured through the blockchain. So blockchain it's a public ledger. It's secured by thousands of different computers that come together to secure the network. The ledger is public, but it would be anonymous. You can still verify your vote. It'll be identifiable. Your vote will be identifiable but anonymous, and so it wouldn't be able to be tracked back to you publicly. So to stop voter fraud, we would hope that this type of system will eventually be broadened to the general elections. So we have not only our elections that we will vote on as citizen representatives in a district for particular bills, but then we have the elections for those representatives, and we hope that the systems that we set up and prove and make examples of will eventually be adopted by the states and in general and state, national and state elections. So that's my vision for what we're going to do with how we stop voter fraud. Now, as far as we will have to right now I'm going to focus on the votes on the district level. So when we register people, they will have to prove their citizenship. They'll have to prove that they're residents of that district. The forms that we take will be determined, but it will probably be a driver's license and Social Security, which we're not going to keep any of these on file, but um, we will be able to prove that before people are to become quote unquote the citizen representatives.
Yeah, the identification itself will become encrypted within the blockchain, but it will be provable that it has been validated
Yes.
in the event of somebody
Now,
questioning.
let's say someone moves, well, we'll have the ability to move their record to a different district. Now that the way that we do that will probably be a photo or a facial recognition. And I know some people are gonna, cringe and put up their fingers like this and facial recognition where the data that we have won't be shared with anyone. It's going to remain in house, and because we have to be able to make sure that people don't vote twice. So they register in one district and then move somewhere else and then go do that. We have to avoid that possibility at all.
And am I correct in understanding that within the blockchain that can be encrypted data so that you or I couldn't actually, or any of our employees couldn't actually look at the data itself other than to validate that the person had been validated?
Probably. I'm not a developer. I'm not a programmer, so I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of that. But we would, because I don't want to be, you hear about all the time big data, not
Collection.
leaks, but data breaches from these big companies, and we want to try to make it so that's not an issue. That we don't have to worry about
Yeah.
any particular employee gaining access to the database, leaking it, or any sort of nefarious actors coming in and gaining access. So we will have to address that when that time comes. Um, but initially, it may not be on the blockchain. Um,
Well, and facial recognition can be captured with data points, so it pinpoints um, particular targets on your face and recognizes those without capturing the actual image. So that's a possibility
yeah,
too.
so I've seen they have some kind of hand recognition. You stick your hand in it and it recognizes the veins in your hand. and they're able to just translate that into data. It's just ones and zeros, and somehow the computer is able to determine that. Now this is in the future where we desire to respect people's privacy, but we are going to have to be able to verify people's identity and make sure that that's not able to be duplicated anywhere. So if any of you have an idea, if any of you have suggestions on how to do that so we can respect people's privacy as much as possible, please let us know. Like I say, I don't know what I'm doing.
No, I was going to say a lot of these concepts are already being developed. I mean, people are developing these ideas all the time within the blockchain, right?
Yeah.
So I think the groundwork's already being laid for some of this technology.
Yeah. So a lot of what
It's
we're
just a
doing is
matter
just
of
going to be
bringing it together.
bringing it together.